The pet cat which belonged to Anisha was very naughty. It used to roam around and hunt for food in the kitchens of the neighborhood where Anisha lived. The pet cat which belonged to Anisha was a very good hunter too. It used to hunt for mice and rats at night when all the residents in the neighborhood where Anisha lived were asleep. So this is the paragraph which I just narrated. The pet cat which belonged to Anisha was very naughty. It used to roam around and hunt for food in all the kitchens in the neighborhood where Anisha lived. The pet cat which belonged to Anisha was a good hunter too. It hunted for mice and rats at night when all the residents in the neighborhood where Anisha lived were asleep. So you see that in this paragraph, there are some words which are repeated again and again, like pet cat which belonged to Anisha, like in the neighborhood where Anisha lived. Now these words make it difficult for me to narrate this paragraph. Also, it must have been very difficult for you to understand or pay attention to what I am saying, because I have been repeating the same words again and again. So this was a very big problem, that these huge phrases or set of words were being repeated again and again. Now in order to solve this problem, Anisha came up with an idea. She started to carry a hook with herself. So everything which belonged to Anisha or everything which Anisha possessed, she used to carry with her using this hook. So see this hook. This is a very special hook in English. Let us see what it is. So now this phrase, the pet cat which belonged to Anisha, it can be written as Anisha's pet cat. So instead of so many words, we can have these three words, Anisha's pet cat. So Anisha used this hook. So Anisha and then the hook, and after the hook we always put an S. So Anisha's pet cat. So the pet cat which belonged to Anisha becomes Anisha's pet cat. So this hook tells us that the pet cat belongs to Anisha because Anisha is carrying the hook with her. The neighborhood where Anisha lived becomes Anisha's neighborhood. So once again, Anisha, hook and then S, and this neighborhood. So the neighborhood where Anisha lived, or the neighborhood which belonged to Anisha. So it was Anisha's neighborhood. So now we can rewrite the paragraph as Anisha's pet cat was very naughty. So instead of the pet cat which belonged to Anisha, I can write Anisha's pet cat. Over here also I can write Anisha's pet cat. Instead of in the neighborhood where Anisha lived, I can write Anisha's neighborhood. I can write Anisha's neighborhood. So this paragraph has become more concise, and it is easy not just to read but also to understand. Now these nouns in English, they have a special name. It is a special type of noun. What does it say? It says Anisha's pet cat, or the pet cat which belongs to Anisha, or the pet cat which is possessed by Anisha. So this hook, it shows possession or belonging. So such nouns are called possessive nouns. Possessive nouns demonstrate ownership or some similar relationship over an object, thing, animal. Now possessive nouns are indicated by the sign shown below. So possessive nouns are indicated by this hook-like sign, and this hook-like sign is called the apostrophe. So this is the apostrophe. It looks like a comma, but it is placed on top, not at the bottom. So this hook-like sign or a comma-like sign, which is not placed at the bottom but at the top of the word, is called an apostrophe, and possessive nouns, they demonstrate ownership. So Anisha owned the pet cat. So in Anisha's pet cat, the word Anisha's signifies ownership or some similar relationship. What do we mean by this? Or some similar relationship? When I say Anisha's neighborhood, Anisha does not own the neighborhood. She is not the owner of neighborhood, but the neighborhood belongs to Anisha. So I can say Anisha's neighborhood. Rohan's cat was unwell for the past few weeks. So a very simple way to identify the possessive nouns is this hook or the apostrophe, and I can see an S after this. So Rohan's is the possessive noun, and I can recheck it. So if I replace Rohan's cat by the cat belonging to Rohan, the sentence will have the same meaning. So the cat belonging to Rohan was unwell for the past few weeks. It has the same meaning. So I can write it as Rohan's cat was unwell for the past few weeks. So Rohan's is the possessive noun here. What about this sentence? The boy's toy was given to him by his father. So once again, I see the hook, apostrophe, and an S. So boys is the possessive noun. Now, in order to check, let us see whether I can write it as the toy belonging to the boy or the toy of the boy was given to him by his father. It makes the same sense or it has the same meaning. So, in this sentence, boys is the possessive noun. Now, what about this sentence? On the 2nd of October, we celebrate Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. So, this is the hook. So, you will be tempted to say that Gandhi's is the possessive noun. But when I read this sentence using of, I will say on the 2nd of October, we celebrate the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So, it is the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So, Mahatma Gandhi is one single name. So, this entire thing is actually the possessive noun, not just Gandhi's, but Mahatma Gandhi's. So, when we have a name, we put apostrophe and S only after the surname, not after the first name and the surname. So, Mahatma Gandhi's, the entire thing is the possessive noun. So, in this case as well, does Mahatma Gandhi possess or own his birthday? No, he does not own his birthday, but it shows some similar relationship. So, birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So, Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. Now, can you rewrite this sentence using possessive noun? On the 14th of November, we celebrate the birthday of Jawaharlal Nehru. So, it is birthday of Jawaharlal Nehru. So, I can write this as Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday. So, we write this as on the 14th of November, we celebrate Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday. So, birthday of Jawaharlal Nehru becomes Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday. So, note once again, we place the apostrophe and S only in the surname, not in the first name, but the entire thing is the possessive noun. So, to show possession, we put an apostrophe and then we put an S after that. Now look at these two sentences. The boys were playing in the garden and the boy's bat was lying on the floor. So both are boys, but what is the difference between them? Over here, there is no apostrophe and over here, there is an apostrophe. So this boys is actually the plural of the word boy. We know that boy is singular and boys is plural. So this means that many boys were playing in the garden. So this boys stands for plural of the word boy. And this means boy Apostrophe S, bat, which means the bat of the boy or the bat belonging to the boy was lying on the floor. So there is just one boy whose bat was lying on the floor. So this indicates possession or belonging. So this is the difference between these two words. So boys with an apostrophe is actually a possessive noun which shows possession. That is the boy's bat, bat of the boy, bat belonging to the boy. And boys without an apostrophe is the plural form of the word boy. So boys playing means many boys are playing. There is more than one boy playing. So boys playing. So possessive nouns indicate possession or belonging or a similar relationship. And how do we write possessive nouns? So the person who possesses something, his or her name, apostrophe, and then an S, and then whatever he or she possesses. So that is how we indicate possession or belonging using possessive nouns. If you like this video, then subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all the learning resources as per CBSE, ICSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures on maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve the slightest of your doubts. And that's not all. You can also win exciting prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.